our application is like this. This is our UI. UI means you know already this one, what we actually seeing, the product application. This is our UI. And now we don't see these two parts. Application has three parts, right? As I said, UI, then backend or API. API is good, sounds good. API, application programming interface, API, and finally database, right? Everybody should know it. DB. So UI, form UI, here is a form, right? Product creation, get all product. So which data we are providing here, this data is coming here, and this logic actually creating product here. So UI request to API do the necessary work with database and return the data from here, and API returns the data to UI. You understand? So that means when I create show all product means here I am creating show all product. The request go to API. Now API understand what user in this part. Okay, this is backend part. This side is backend. This is frontend. This is frontend, and these two parts are backend. Okay. So when I click show all product, I click like show all product. I click on show all product and I got all the product. How, right? So when I click show all product here, request goes to here, that is request. Okay, here, and API understand the UI is looking for all product data. Then API make a query here in the database. So API request to database, send me all the data. Then database send all those data here, response, that is request, and that is response. Response to API, and API return. Return means response. All the data to UI, and UI can show this data here, right? How can you see it? That is a good question. How can you see it? I will show you. If you click on intercept here, you will see the network tab here. It is the network tab, right? And inside network tab, go to this one, face HR. Now clean it up. Now record it. Okay. Now I'm talking about show all product. If you click on this, if you see, click on show on product, you see something happen here. So if you click on there, the status code is wrong, but result is fine. So don't worry about a status code right now. You see error. So when I click this button, the API call happened. API call happened from UI. So this URL. So UI is requesting this address. This URL means a address where our server, product server is lying. So when I create show all product, this request goes to HTTP localhost API/product. That means when I create this button, this is our server. This is actually this one. This is this one. Copy it. Paste it. This one. This is our server. It's coming to here. From here to here. Request. We are sending the request to this address. So in this address, we are actually asking for data, and then it is calling to database. Actually, it is querying to database, get all data and return to here. You see, if you go to the response, you see all data is written as a JSON format. So same, the product 23 and everything is here. So if you go here, you'll see all data here. That is the way. That's this API, right? Now, if you go, this is our API address, right? Localhost API product. So this is our UI. If you put localhost API / DUCTS products, this is our API. This actually this one. This is actually this one. And we add a UI with this one, with API on top of this API. Same thing. This is our API, and we added a layer, a UI layer on our API. Got it? I think everybody understand. And what is other portion? Database, right? So 3 parts. We understood UI, we understood API. Where is our API? And now we will see the database. Come to the database. Other part. If you go to here, so database, you want to see the database, go here, open the database, any tool for querying the database. I am using DB Visualizer. It is good. Actually, I'm comfortable with this one. So if you go there, if you see, SDET, I actually give the database name. Our database name is ProductDB. If you go to ProductDB, then here, then you will see the public option, and under public there is all tables, and we have only one table. So under the table you will see the product table. Open this product table. Here you will see the product table. If you click on data, you will see all those data, like 23. You see the 23 one here. The if you click here, you see 23. Then what else? 1 second. Then all data are here. So if you create a new one, it will be coming to the database. I'll show you. Just create a new one. Here, create a new one like 0002. Description test2. Then price like 400. Quantity 5 is fine. In stock. Okay, create a product. Then what is happening? We got the product created successful message. That means product is created. Product is created where? Product is created here in database. Go to database. You are not seeing anything because we need to refresh, right? If you do refresh, you will see 000. You see this product we have been created. 002 test2, then price 400 and 500. And 5 is a stock. And in stock is true, and creation date and all other information is here, right? Same thing. If you delete it, it will be gone. If you delete it, it will be gone from the database. Come on, now delete it, right? 0002. Before deleting, I am going to again to see the API call. I'm going to network tab. I want to see the delete, how delete is happening. So delete, right? So if you click network, this network, and HR, page HR, then click delete. So first If we click delete here, first it is going to API, the server, and server will handling the data here. So server API will be deleting data from here. UI can directly delete data. UI has to request to API and API deleting data. So in that case, you can think as a restaurant, right? So UI is a customer in a restaurant and DB is kitchen, restaurant kitchen where food is making. So user can directly go to the kitchen here and order the food, right? User need a media. So when user customers sit down in the restaurant, API comes. API means waiter. Waiter come and ask what do you need, and customer give the order. The waiter brings this order to the kitchen. Kitchen makes this food here, and kitchen call the API means waiter again. Waiter goes here, bring the food, and give the food to customer. So API is kind of waiter in terms of restaurant scenario. In restaurant scenario, UI is a customer, API is a waiter, and DB is the kitchen where real food is making. You understand? We should be clear now. So now go to product. Here we are deleting our newly created product. So if we press delete, something happened, right? Something happened what? This request goes to waiter, goes to API. We'll see the request, how request is going to the API. Click on delete. You see some request is happened here. 200 status means our request is good. So if you click on it, if you click on this request, okay, header, you see our request goes to where? Our request goes to this API, product API, and giving a ID also, 20002. This ID is given. So it is actually asking delete these things. So now this API is going to the kitchen, going to the database and delete it. Delete 20002 ID. So now deleted and 200 okay means our deletion is good, successful. If you go to response, you see the message. Product deleted and the description of the product. Product ID is 002, description test2, and product image null, and price 400, quantity 5 in stock. This product has been deleted. It is saying here, right? So go to database now. If we refresh, we will not see the 000 product. Do it. You see, this product is deleted. That's the nutshell for UI, API, and database, how those are working. So now close the database. I don't need it right now. And another important thing. So I hope everybody understands this structure. All application is like this: UI, API, and database. So as a SDET or automation engineer or even QA tester, you guys have to validate UI, you have to validate API, you have to validate database individually, and you have to validate all those integration integration, systems, yeah, of course. So like UI integrated with API, API integrated with database. This is called end-to-end testing. So when you will be testing UI, API, and database all together, it will be end-to-end or integration testing. And you have to testing individually UI, API, and DB in the development phase. Okay. So far we actually saying a application which has only one backend API, right? For this application, we have only one backend, one API. It's called products. So in real life, your application will be not like this. It is actually I am just talking something about the microservices things. You have to understand this one. So our application structure is this, but normally in real life, your application will have lots of multiple API like this. But we make our application simple so that everybody understand. That's why we have only one API. But normally in real life, in the backend side, server side, they have lots of API like 20, 25, 10, 5, sometimes 50, depends, right? And here, like this. So inside this box, it is server, there are lots of API. And API is a individual service, right? So it is UI and here is one API, this product API, product, login, then order, then payment as example, payment. And there will be the database. DB. And this is a one server. Okay, here is the problem. One server. So, sorry. So this type of application called monolithic application. Monolithic application is you have UI and you have lots of API and lots of logic in the backend, but all logic are in the same code base. So of course, it's same code base, but in the same server, in the same machine. In one machine, there are lots of endpoints, lots of you can say logic, right? It's a product logic, login logic, then order logic, payment logic. So logic means a API. So, but all those services, program or API are sitting in the same server, in the same code base, same server. So it is called monolithic. So it had before like 10, 20 years ago, application are like this and database is connected. So here one problem. So if you update payment service or your payment service somehow broken, code is broken, then whole application will be broken because all code are in the same code base and all are dependent in the same server. So if one of these service broken or not working, then everything, your total application will be down, right? And another problem, if you want to update your order service like order, then you have to update whole application. Product, you are not touching product code base, you are not touching login code base, you are not touching payment code base, but you are changing the order service or order process, but you have to change whole application because all code are in the same code base and same server, right? So your whole application will be shut down or will be will be maintained or will be you have to work with whole application. So maintain is so complex and maintaining whole application for a small change is not worthy, right? So you need to change in one portion as in order, but you have to maintain, you have to testing whole application because all those logics, all those code are in the same server. So to resolve these things, actually microservices come up.